Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. Will Meghan Markle run for U.S. president? And is this an aspiration that she has? I put Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Meghan Markle together in this photo because if Meghan ran for political office, she would be like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's always spouting political things, and because of this, she is now the less popular than Prince Andrew. Okay, Prince Andrew is going through this scandal with Epstein, and then now there's this new ABC thing where 3 years ago they had all the information, and I really want to make a video about that, but every time I make a video that mentions Epstein, I get demonetized for that video because I think that's huge news. The 72 British MPs came out in defense of Meghan. Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez last week came out in defense of Meghan. So I'm wondering about Meghan's political aspirations. Here's an article in the Daily Mail. Talk of the town. Meghan Markle as U.S. President and Prince Harry as First Lady. Wow, that's really disrespectful. Prince Harry as First Lady. Prince Harry is first husband. Bizarre plot is at the center of a script being shopped around major TV networks. So it's a situation comedy that they're shopping around. First, Meghan was a game show model, then a Netflix star, and now she's a duchess. Next, get ready for Meghan Markle, President of the United States. So they're couching this as a joke, okay, and it's not serious, but, you know, recently we had the Queen remove a picture in her greeting room, and she left William and Harry in the picture. She left William and Kate. She removed Harry and Meghan's picture. That is manifestation. Before that, Madame Tussauds, they moved Meghan out of the royal family section and stuck her in with the Hollywood celebrities, and they kept Harry in the royal family section, separating Harry and Meghan. Okay, this is again manifestation, as above, so below. Okay, the potentially hilarious show takes place in a world where William and Kate are king and queen, and Meghan is U.S. president, with Harry taking, quote, first lady role. Anytime anyone has ever called me ma'am or, like that, some stranger has called me ma'am, immediately violence erupts. I'm always attacked, usually with a gun, if someone calls me a ma'am. I mean, that's beyond disrespectful, and it's not something. So this is extremely disrespectful to Harry. Again, okay, Meghan said that Harry was gate crashing. She's his royal minder. She can't be on the property without him minding her. Okay, and now I think Camilla has to mind them both. Okay, so it just keeps getting worse. And now he's being called a first lady. That's very disrespectful. Okay, let's take a look at this. Does Meghan Markle have political aspirations? Because I'm beginning to think she does. She seems to sow relationships. Her pattern is she looks for relationships. She develops relationships. Okay, and so like she developed a relationship with Piers Morgan to get to Harry. That's one, and with Lizzie Cundy. Lizzie Cundy and Piers Morgan to get to Harry, and then she dumped Lizzie Cundy and Piers Morgan. She ghosted both of them, and now we see her developing relationships. The 72 British PMs, Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton. She better not ghost these people, or she'll be Arkancided. Okay, because the Clintons have a body count around 200 at this point, and you don't mess with the Clintons. They might look old and wrinkled at this point, and you're wondering like what's going on with them, and maybe they've been cloned at this point, but they're dangerous people. So, does Meghan Markle have political ambitions? Because I think she does, but let's see what the cards say. 4 spades, 7 hearts. Wow, 3 sevens are showing. Sevens return endlessly. Okay. Okay. Does Meghan have political... Let's make sure this is in focus. All right. Does Meghan have political ambitions? Well, she's reacting... Okay, here in the outcome, she hand in hand and fence sitter, 11, 3 clubs. She's working the contacts. Okay, here, 4-leaf clover, finger of God, coffin, 3 sevens, 7, 7, 7. Sevens return endlessly. Okay, so this is something that just keeps coming up. She's just working her contacts and seeing what can happen, and it never ends. It's a forever loop. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Sevens never exhaust. Sevens return endlessly. She's working her contacts, okay, secretly. She's not doing anything about it. Coffin, she's not doing anything about it. But she, as opportunity arises, she constantly works and develops these contacts. She's developing these contacts, and she's just going to see what happens. But she's not really doing anything about it, and it's a secret. Yeah. So, finger of God, she's working the opportunities and hoping that outside events will occur. She's moving pieces around like a woman. That's female energy, moving the pieces around. Male energy is more direct energy. She's working the contacts, seeing what happens, and when the opportunity arises, an outside event, she'll take advantage of it and she'll move the ball forward. That's excellent strategy. That's the best strategy. So for all those people who think that Meghan is not, in many ways, I think Meghan is very, very intelligent. In other ways, I think she's just kind of, blanked out. But that's everybody. So everybody has strengths and weaknesses. I think Meghan shows a lot of strength in a lot of areas. She shows tremendous weakness in other areas. And that's kind of everybody. Everybody's kind of like that. Strengths and weaknesses. And all the great tragedies by Shakespeare are written that the great character strength that makes that man rise to the highest place, that's what causes him tumbling down. His great strength is his great weakness. And that's how all of the great tragedies, by Shakespeare were written. He did that on purpose. Okay, and that's really true, and that's why they're the great tragedies. So will this show make it into production? Will this show, make it into production? Because this could just be a silly, funny story, but I think it's oh my. Oh my. Interestingly, all this political stuff is what, in my opinion, makes Meghan so unpopular. Okay, that's what is making her so unpopular. And that's what bothers me. All of this political talking, I just don't feel like that's her job. And I think it brings shame to the royal family, and I think it constantly creates controversy around her and puts the royal family in a bad light because she's royal family. That's just not her job, to be political and controversial. That's not her job. That's what Hollywood people do. They're political, they're controversial, they walk around naked, they get arrested, and they're just getting themselves in the news. And that's what Meghan is doing all the time. She hasn't been arrested yet, but maybe that's coming. Okay, so is this show going to get produced? Executioner, straight razor, veil. So veil is hidden, straight razor cuts, executioner also cuts. Unilaterally decision to cut this, and it never comes into the light. There's no exposure here. 8 and 13, 21, 6 hearts because of karmic relationships, people involved and ruler. I actually think that the queen will intervene, because again, this is very insulting to Harry. I'm insulted that they're calling Harry the first lady. I know they're joking, but every time that's ever happened to me, anytime anyone has ever called me miss or anything, it's very, you shouldn't let that pass over. Never let that pass over. It's very serious. That's extremely disrespectful. And usually, in my experience, usually violence immediately erupts after. And it's not because of me. It's because that's what's going on with somebody who calls you that. Okay, so what are Meghan's feelings about this show? I mean, she probably loves it. Is she like, this is great, I love it. Yeah, put me as president on a comedy show and people will get used to this idea and maybe it'll actually happen and she can be the next Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So what are Meghan's feelings about this show? I think she'll really like it. Oh yeah, baby, give me more. More. Oh, more. I love it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This changes everything. Gets me out in the public view. 17, 5 hearts. Loves it. Just loves it. This would be awesome. Okay, this would be awesome. And she doesn't even have to do anything. Someone else is going to play Meghan Markle. It just gets her name out in the press every week. And if the show gets popular and it's a hit, she can be the next Donald Trump, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez version. What's going on the surface? It's great. It's sweet. It's exposure in the media and a very solid foundation. 7 and 9, 16, 4 spades. And she didn't have anything to do with it. She loves it. She loves it. She loves it. That it can only be good for her if this comes out. Will the Queen, this kind of indicates to me, the 6 hearts, King of Clubs, indicates to me that the Queen may intervene to kill this show. Because this is not good for the royal family. Again, this is only good for Meghan. And it's not good for Harry. I mean, disrespecting Harry is not good for Meghan, but Meghan doesn't seem to realize this, and she can say that she's not disrespecting Harry. Will the Queen intervene? Will the Crown intervene to kill this show? Like, we don't want this. Okay, because we have the ABC News thing where 3 years before the Epstein story broke, they had all of it, and ABC killed it, and they killed the Harvey Weinstein story too. I think NBC killed the Harvey Weinstein story. And it came out that they had all of it long before and it was killed. So apparently the Queen intervened to kill the Epstein story. Will the Queen intervene to kill this show? Because she can. Broken Chalice. Inheritance. Oh boy. 3 tens. Interesting. Let's focus in on it. That's an interesting throw. Okay, here's 3 tens. Tens are completion. Royal family, very upset about it. Tens are done. It's done. Broken Chalice, 22, 6 diamonds. They've got a lot of people on it. It's already done. She's already killed this show. Okay? This show is aborted. This show is never going to come to light. That's what this is saying. Is the Queen going to intervene? She's already intervened. She doesn't like it. She's already intervened. Incubus, succubus, bad relationship, heart, everybody's best interests at heart over the long term. So 17 reacting to this would put the royal family in a negative view, and it's bad for the royal family in the long term. She doesn't like it. She's already intervened. That doesn't mean the show is dead. Okay, but it does mean that the queen has sent people to intervene already. Okay, so are they going to intervene? It's already happened. She's already intervened to kill this show. That doesn't mean the show will be dead. It still could possibly come out. Are the Clintons and the Obamas helping Meghan into politics? Because she's very opportunistically creating all these connections, and it's constant. And that's what she does. That's a good strategy. That's a good way to do things. And you add a little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of, work behind the scenes, a little bit of 48 Laws of Power action from Meghan, and you can rise and become part of the royal family. Okay, so she's quite clever that way. Okay, so are the Clintons and the Obamas helping Meghan into politics? Are they trying to get Meghan into politics? That's a good question. Are the Clintons and Obamas trying to place Meghan into a political position eventually? Because I think maybe they are. Because she's the next Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And AOC terrifies me because her ideas are just so terrible and so poorly carried out. Like, for instance, I voted for Obama because of nationalized health care. But the way that they put it out, okay, and I'm sure people think I'm a Republican, but the way that they executed the nationalized health care, they did such a terrible job. It's like, I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Okay, who could possibly get behind that fiasco when they did such a horrible job of it? What a great idea, what a terrible execution. That's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. No one is against saving the environment. Everybody is for saving the environment. But the Green New Deal is like, hey, let's just nuke the whole world and we'll call it saving the climate. That's it's like the execution is the dumbest possible thing you can do. It's beyond. And that's everything Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez does. All right, are the Clintons and the Obamas and the 72 PMs, are the Clintons and the Obamas, are they trying to place Meghan into a political position for their advantage? Because it's not for Meghan, even though it will benefit Meghan. Threes are building action. Okay, twos are pairs. One is the very beginning. It's just started. We're planting the seed. Okay, and there's success possible in the one. Two is couples, two people joining together. Three is building action. We have 3, 3, 3. Here we have 7, 7, 7. It's an endless loop. Here we have 3, 3, 3. Here we have 3 tens, 10, 10, 10. It's already been done. It's already been done. 3, we're just getting started. We're working it out. Scourge, we're just constantly hitting that spot. Trinity, we're all working together and talking and working and doing actions. 9, 3 hearts, 4 threes. Got all the threes. So, yeah, they are trying to get her officially into government. Hightower's a great government card. So yeah, the Obamas and the Clintons would like to see Meghan enter politics, and they are constantly working this angle because that's what they understand. And so very recently we had Ocasio-Cortez come out in defense of Meghan. We had the 72 PMs, very political. We had, who else? There was someone else political that came out just last week. So all these politicians are now huckstering for Meghan, busking for Meghan. Give me 5 cents, give me 10 cents, give me $1. We want Meghan in politics. We love Meghan. Okay, so that's what's happening now. So Meghan is really working the political angle, and the politicians are really into it. They look at her and say, you can be the next Ocasio-Cortez. You can say things that don't make any sense at all and talk about your feelings, and, we'll send millions of dollars your way. All right, let's review. Meghan have political ambitions? She is working it. She's not really doing anything about it at this time. It's completely dormant. Okay, the four spades, her ambitions are just lying there in the grass like a snake. Okay, she's not coming out and saying, I'm running for, you know, mayor or city council or representative of this state or whatever. She's not doing that. Okay, but she's constantly in an endless loop working every opportunity and making all the connections. So Meghan is definitely looking at politics. Definitely looking at politics. And that's so ironic, because that is what offends people about Meghan, is her political views, coming out strongly for abortion in Ireland. You know, and it's all political with Meghan all the time. And Prince Andrew is more popular than Meghan for this reason. I would think she would see the writing on the wall. Okay, will this show get produced? I don't see this show getting produced. I see the Queen and the Crown working against it. What are Meghan's feelings on the show? Fantastic. Loves it. Absolutely loves it. This can only be good for Meghan and bad for everyone else, and especially Harry. And maybe the worst for Harry, because they're calling him the First Lady. Okay? Will the Queen kill the show? Will she work to kill the show? She's already working to kill the show, because long term, this puts the royal family in a bad light. Okay? The narrative gets out of control. And again, it puts Meghan in the spotlight. Meghan takes the front stage and becomes, on that silly show, more powerful than the monarchy itself. And that's not good. That's not good for the monarchy. She's doing a terrible job representing the monarchy. Okay? And she really represents Meghan and not the monarchy. And she doesn't even represent Harry. And Harry is going along with it and getting, you know, death by 1,000 cuts. Okay, are the Clintons and Obamas trying to, you know, place Meghan in a political position? Absolutely. This is absolutely their plan, and they're working it, and Meghan is going along with it, and she loves making the new contacts. I don't see this show going out anywhere. Okay, so that's a good thing for the monarchy. It's a bad thing for Meghan. It's not a good thing for Meghan. It would be great for Meghan, and Meghan only, not Harry. It would be fantastic for Meghan if this show gets produced. And it would be terrible for Harry and terrible for the royal family. So I don't think this show is going to be produced. That's your royalty today. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle in paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. We also have some merch from Teespring, you know, mugs, the mug over there, carry bags, t-shirts, pullovers, stuff like that. Anyway, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and of course, comment.